Hello, this is Ronnie. I'm back here with a short clip taken from a long video I just finished to record for my subscribers. The clip today focuses on gold, silver priced in US dollars as usual, and I add gold priced in yen. The long video covered many markets. It is 80 minutes long and it covers forex pairs. It covers the precious metals priced in several currencies. It covers bonds in the US today. I covered light crude. I covered stock indices in the European Union as well as several indices in the US. And I also show you the linkages that exist with the patterns that are created in, for example, the bonds market, in the precious metals as they relate to other markets, notably the stock indices, and the correlation, of course, that exists between the stock indices in the European Union and the US. If you're interested to try out my service, please stay on after the clip ends. I'll be providing more details. Other than that, I wish you have a great trading week and see you next week. Bye now. This is silver priced in US dollars on the daily scale. Silver has most likely terminated an ABC and it's coming up, in my opinion, to draw another ABC. I think silver is in a correction that is not going to finish very soon. I think that it is likely, as I explained to you yesterday, and we discussed it also concerning the seasonality of the precious metals, it is likely now in a period that would see it going sideways, I would say between 3 to 5 weeks. Okay, it's not like nothing is going to happen. It is going to have some nice swings that could actually be excellent for very, very short-term trading. But in terms of resumption of the main trend, this huge boom that we have seen here, I don't think it's ready. I think it's going to take quite a bit more work to build the base before we are ready to look up big in the same manner that it manifested here. I just want to remind you concerning the bigger picture here, and we don't have to feel that we have to commit ourselves at this point to a particular wave count. Let it come, let it manifest itself. It is better to let the market, yes, give us a whole pile of signals to confirm a certain wave count than to jump ahead and say, well, this is the right wave count. Yeah, on the basis of what? This is actually forcing your opinion on the market. It's never a good idea, because at some point you forget that you actually decided that this is the right wave count. You become so convinced that you forget the other alternatives, and that's not a good thing. Okay, so we have two alternatives here as far as I can see. We had this as 1, 2, this is 3, and we're working on the fourth wave. Now I don't see any issue with silver actually going sideways here between 19.5 to 17, spending the next 6, maybe even the next 8 weeks going sideways here. Okay, and if we get a big triangle, Mr. Market spoke. The price action is manifesting as a clear triangle, which is the favorite of the fourth wave. Yes, so we just go with that. That's our 3-4. We're going up in that fifth leg. Alternatively, we don't get a triangle. We keep going up and down in ABC, 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 ABC. That would be more likely a second wave. Okay, and then we would expect a very, very powerful advance once the major trend resumes. Okay, what should not happen under either scenario, in my opinion, what should not happen, it shouldn't come down and break this pink line that I've got here at 1621. Okay, it breaks through that, and that's in my opinion major negative signal for the bulls, potentially even long term, because it could in my opinion open the gate for a challenge of the floor. I don't think this is likely. I think on the basis of many charts that I follow every day, of the precious metals priced in various currencies, I think that this scenario is still not likely. What is likely is just that we go sideways here for quite a while. Okay, so let's have a look at the 60 minutes. And this past week, I think we have seen the C scoring the bottom in a reversal. Okay, that is taken as an A, that's a B, that's a C with all the problems of the various subdivisions. I somehow don't think that this is still part of the flow, yeah, of the wave count that began from here. I could be wrong. I think there is fairly good support for the idea that this is actually morphing into an ABC, that it's going to see silver edging higher this week. Okay, so let's now examine it from close. That's now the 30-minute scale, and these are the labelings and the thoughts that I shared with you yesterday. And I told you we are essentially looking at two alternatives. We have one alternative going up in a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it pegs the end of the 5-wave run right here, and that would essentially suggest that right here or here, and the price action here would be part of a B. Alternatively, we go with this being 1, that's 2, that's 3, that's 4, and we will shoot higher almost immediately, and that will form the end of the 5-wave run, and that will designate the A. Instead, look what it did. It actually dived. It dived to the extent, in my opinion, of tilting the odds of taking this really as the end of the first run of the 5 legs. Okay, because this as 1, 2, 3, 4 doesn't work anymore. That's not possible. Do you see? It went under the top of the first wave here, so this is out. It's not a 1, 2, 3, 4 possible. Forget it. So we are left with, in my opinion, basically with one alternative, and that is that we treat this as A or A. Okay, it's not going to make a huge difference. So even this one, okay, but the A probably ended here, and that's how I am modified, and we can leave this wave count out for now because it didn't work. Mr. Market didn't like it, and he voted for this most likely. So I think that what we are seeing here is going to morph into a triangle. And likely will serve the base for the next shot that should be taken as a C. Okay, I left everything because I wanted to update it with you so that you see what considerations I take into account and what I look at when I go to modify a wave count. So the overall thrust of the idea that we continue higher was correct. It's just that the very minute subdivisions here, yes, just had to be reordered. Yeah, the order was not the one that favored the A to terminate higher, but it terminated around here. Okay, so that's essentially the idea I'm working with. And if you go back and you examine my reading of the euro US dollar, you will see that we have very similar structure there, and also there I call for the euro to actually continue higher in the coming week. Okay, let's have a look now at gold. Gold is in a stronger position than silver. Gold has climbed back above the 50 moving average on the daily. It climbed back convincingly above the overhead resistance that you see here. Yes, when it was sinking down here, registering the equality between the A and the C, it looked like it could actually go for an extension, but support rushed in here, pushed it higher, and this is obviously very positive for the long term. So we continue to work with the idea that there is no major destabilization of gold that is going to send it there. No. Gold is now busy building the base that will help it to go much, much higher. Let's now go to the 60-minute scale. And the 60-minute scale with all the details are right here on the screen for you to examine. That is the peak, yes, the previous top. That's A, that's B. We came down, that's the 5-leg C, okay? And I told you it just achieved equality. When you see the 1, this 1 refers to the distance that you see here. So this is in our pocket, if you like, that's behind us. And the rebound here is definitely saying this is not part of the move that began from here. Meaning you can't, as far as I'm concerned, you can't come and say this is a 1, 2 and it's going to crash in the third wave. Very unlikely. I could be flat wrong, but I don't think this is the right way of going about it. I think what is shaping up here is looking like a great preparation for another short higher. Remember, this is the hourly scale. We're going with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's my A. And this is clearly a bunch of ABCs. And this is, as far as I'm concerned, preparing for termination of the B. That's an A, that's a B, that's a C. D probably will terminate with a small bounce like that. And then the E leg. And then if it's ready, it will continue up. Now, when I do for you a drawing like that, you realize that this is an idealized, yes, an idealized shape of things that, if you like, a textbook kind of development. In reality, you might not get, precisely this kind of movement. Although on many occasions, I'm sure you have noticed that the market goes bang on my arrow. It happens, yeah, when I am in perfect sync with the market and my imagination is fired up. So I come up with a certain vision that Mr. Market likes, and he approves it, and he just goes, he adopts my script, and you get that. But sometimes it's not exactly the same. But the point is to get the, if you like, to get the thrust of the movement, and the idea is that we are now preparing for going higher. Okay, now, but I must warn you that this is limited within the concept that we are working here. That's the 4-hour scale now. It is going to be a rather limited jump, okay, because I do not think that gold at this point in time is ready to scale a lot higher than 1560. No, I don't think it's ready. I think we are going probably towards the previous high at around this level. It's going to find resistance. Even if it pops its head slightly above, do not assume that it's going to give you a run like that. I think it'll be a mistake. Again, I could be flat wrong, but I have my own arguments, and I think that this is not going to lead to a very sharp advance, but rather could be actually a trap. Could be a trap. It'll pop its head and then boom, sink, and it'll go down and it will give you an A, B, and again, yeah, do you see the point? A, B, C, A, B, C, A, B, C. Yeah, we're going to stay around here, as I mentioned, at least another 6 weeks. I would say between 6 to 7, 8 weeks, and then we will have a solid base to continue higher. This is gold price in yen. And also here I'm happy to see that Mr. Market introduced also a rather convincing pattern of a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that terminated recently, and since then it's been going sideways here on the 15-minute scale. It looks like it is busy tracing a triangle, and that is a perfect pattern for us in the right place, calling later on for a jump C. Okay, I'm going to go to the 60 minutes just that you get a broader view of what's happening here. You see, we had this as an ABC, plunged, gave us an ABC. All of this could be taken as an ABC bigger scale, and just that you stay with me and don't lose track here, what we are saying is that ABC should be taken as an A. ABC that might emerge here should be taken as a B, okay, and then a C, D, E, go. Now, look what I'm going to do. I'm going to jump to the daily, and you're going to see how this is going to fit within the wider scope. That's the daily, since the jump that we have seen here, that you get a very clear idea what I have in mind. You see, I couldn't communicate it to you better than what I'm showing you here. That is my thinking. That's 1, that's 2, that's 3 complete on the black scale, not this scale, on the black scale. If it is this scale, it's going to be very brief. We're going to have, let's say, another 3-4 days at most. 3-4 days of going sideways, and then it's going to shoot higher above 166,000. Okay, I don't think it's likely. I think it is going for the longer lateral movement here that will be on balance, if you like, relating to this. This took more than 3 months, so we have quite a bit of time to move around here before it's ready to continue higher. I have evoked the strong message coming out of this chart on many occasions to actually bring home the message that this is a genuine breakout, in my opinion. This is a genuine start of a major run. We have examined the precious metals in Indian rupee, do you remember? And we saw there also that we got some clear run away from consolidation that took many years. I'm sure if I go through and I examine many different charts of the precious metals in various currencies, I will find quite a lot of instances where we have a beginning of a runaway market. Yes, and this is on the weekly here is pretty solid. I would say pretty solid thing we can build on, as we have a clear-cut triangle that went on over many years. You can see over many years. So that is something you want to keep in the back of your mind when we are talking about the emerging bull in gold and silver. Hello, hope you enjoyed the clip. I'm back here with some details about my service, currently at 50% off for first-time users. You need to go on my website. The homepage is right here. It's Wave Mastery, www.wavemastery.com. Yeah, wavemastery in one word.com. That takes you to the homepage. You can scroll down, look through some things that I've written here, some recommendations from past users and current users, and that is essentially the offer currently open only to first-time subscribers. Okay, so there is the daily service, daily videos that are preceded by a trial, so you can take the trial for 1 week, and at the end of that, if you're happy, you do nothing, you go on to the plan of half price. Essentially 79 presents half price of the normal price, and that will be good for 1 year. That means 12 payments of 79. If you want to watch just the weekend videos, then you go for this one, and it does give you access to the weekend videos, and I often also insert a video as a bonus midweek, just to keep you on track, to see a little bit where things are moving, because sometimes 1 week of full price action is a lot, and the wave count can change, especially if you're a short-term trader. You really want to know what's happening. So that is essentially the situation. If you decide to go, for example, for the daily videos, you click here. It takes you to the page where it explains to you. You should read that. It explains to you what is covered, etc., etc. If you like what you read, you click here, subscribe. It takes you to PayPal, because my paying system is through PayPal, and you pay through PayPal. You can see you have the trial at $9.99. That's for the first 7 days. As I said, if you like what you see, do nothing. It just goes automatically. If you don't like, you can cancel. Or if you don't know how to cancel, or you have any doubt, you have any question, you can write to me, of course. Once you go through and you pay, you come back, PayPal will send you back to my website to fill in your profile details, choose your login, and once you do that, you will be led automatically to the page with with the links to the various videos classified by date. If at any point in time in this process you have a problem, things are not going as I'm describing to you right now, all you have to do is just contact me and I'll help you out. That is essentially it. So you'll have 1 week to look at things. I would like to just spend a minute about the website itself. I have written here a few articles. Is this website for me? You can go through that one. Psychology and trading, trading and the arts, why join? Yes, each of these articles could perhaps help you to see how to relate to my website, but there is no substitute in my opinion to actually take a trial. You know, you take a trial, and I want to say another thing. You take a trial and you can't make up your mind. You want more time to think. Fine, I understand that. Then you cancel, but then you are not allowed to take another trial. Please, I want to be very clear about that. There are people who abuse this, and it's really not right. You're not allowed to take more than one trial, okay? A trial is a trial. But if you are interested, after you take a trial, you're interested to come back, you can still benefit from the low price for the next full year, but you have to write to me, and then I will send you a special link without a trial. And if you join, then you're going to go immediately onto the reduced price plan for 12 months. Okay? If you take another trial after you took already one, I'm going to have to cancel that and refund you. And if you do that 2 or 3 times, I'm just going to blacklist you, because there are people who have been doing it, and I'm afraid this is really absolutely not right. This is subscribe here. Use subscription. Once you are logged in, you will see this one highlighting you daily service videos or weekend service videos. Yeah, it will show which one you really have the right to access. The daily service videos, to be very clear, they cover the weekend service videos, okay? So you don't have to subscribe to both. The daily covers everything I do. The weekend, of course, is more selective. Now, I have here resources. There are chart galleries right here, chart 1, 2, 3. There are plenty of charts here that give you an idea how I go about subdividing various market action here. There I covered a lot of markets, and you can see there is history here that could be very interesting for you to just go through. Let's see, platinum, for example. Yes, that's 1973 to 1978. If you click right on top where it shows you the hand, the chart opens up big. You can print it if you like. Here's an example of platinum, April 1980. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the huge correction that followed after that. So there is plenty for you, whichever market you're interested in the financials, commodities, precious metals, etc. Okay, so that's chart galleries. Then useful links, as the name implies. Yes, recommended reading list. You have a long list of books here that I've read over the years that I found very interesting. Of course, I have many more books that I would like to add. It's just a question of time. I don't always have time to update this one. But the books that you find here did help me in the beginning, and still the information here is very valuable in these books. For example, Kroll. I don't know how many of you heard about Stanley Kroll. Stanley Kroll was a really imaginative fellow trader that wrote very well about his own trading and in trading in general. I learned a lot from these books. And of course, if you haven't heard about Reminiscence of a Stock Operator, you should get this book and read it. You will not regret. This is a book that most traders, I think, have come across and read. It is very interesting. And as you go down the list, you will see if there are things that are of interest to you. Of course, go ahead, get them. Some of them are even available online for free as a PDF. Check that. If you have questions about that, you can even contact me. Here's the contact us, and you put your name. Please make sure you give me the right email address. Message, simple maths, submit, I get it. you'll hear from me. I am based in Belgium, so if you write to me from Australia or from the US and I'm having my rest, do not be surprised if I don't react quickly, okay? Normally within a day you will have a reply from me. I check my email fairly regularly. So that's about it. Hope to see you visiting my website. Hope to see you taking a trial. If you have any questions, again, don't hesitate. Get in touch with me, and wishing you a great trading week. Bye now.